So we're out metal detecting today. We're in a slightly new spot. I've been on this farm before, but never in this field or actually any of the other fields on the farm. First day really exploring. I had the AT Gold with me today. Not like electric fences apparently, because you can hear the electric fence and they're probably 75 yards away. I should have probably brought the Max, AT Max. It seems to be a little bit better, although I'm not 100% positive, but I'm going to have to just hunt those beats because I'm not going to drive all the way back home to get the other metal detector. Anyway, I had a few signals so far and I haven't really dug anything great. First one was this. You recognize this, anybody? This goes on a thing that cuts hay. It's a guide for the teeth that go back and forth, sickle bar mower type thing. That was junk, obviously, it's not very old. Then I dug this. And this is pretty cool, actually. This is some type of specialized hammer or sledgehammer. I'm not sure what it was for. Maybe blacksmith tool, I think. You can see where it's got the hole in here for the handle. Very narrow, or not very thick. Very heavy though, flat end, sharp end, some type of specialized hammer for sure. So I started slowing down on this hill because I figured there could be other things here. Then I got another iron signal. Haven't found anything non-iron yet. And I dug this doodad. You guys recognize this? If you look at it, it's iron, it's got its curvature to it, it's cast iron, and it's got this lip. So this is part of a cooking vessel of some sort. I don't know if it was a giant pot or if it was like a pan or a Dutch oven or something like that, but it's a shard of a iron cooking pot. So that's telling me that there could be a house site right nearby here. If not on this hill, maybe further up. These two things together have me somewhat excited. They're not coins, they're not buttons, they're not gold doubloons or gold whatevers, but they're cool. They're telling me that there could be something here. They're telling you that there could be something here. So let's get back to digging. What do you say? So naturally, I have a little bit of a problem. I've been hunting around for a while. I haven't found a whole lot, but I'll show you what. And my camera is not working. I actually had to pry open the lens cover. It's got a automatic lens cover that comes down. Had to pry it open with a little piece of stick and jam it in there. So I did manage to get it to work, and there's a piece of stick in there right now, but I don't know if I want to leave it open all the time. Although it might, not gonna hurt anything, I guess. But let me show you what we found so far. Well, let me tell you what we did. This is the hole where we found that piece of pot. And what I did is I walked around through the bottom here, out back, and then up on this hill, all around. I made a bunch of circles, probably 4 or 5 big concentric rings, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I didn't really find a whole lot. Nothing really old. Well, let me just show you. I've been searching for about 20 minutes, and this is the stuff that I showed you when we first got here. And I found some pull tabs, I think 3 pull tabs and a bottle top, piece of aluminum can. I did find a horseshoe. Of course, that could have been thrown by a horse out in the, running the fields on pasture. This is a chain that's kind of neat. I do believe this is a chain that would have gone around a cow's neck and had a number on it. I found a tag like that a few days ago, and I think I showed it to you in a video already probably. And then I found this doodad here, which is really cool. It's hand forged, got that little ball on the end of that. I'm not exactly sure what it was for, but I suspect it went on a wagon to, to hold something, although I'm not positive. I've seen things like that before. And I did dig a square nail. There's a lot of iron out here, so I thought I'd dig a couple little pieces. And I found this and a piece of wire, and that's all I really dug. I was so mad at my camera. But a little piece of straw is still hanging in there, so maybe we'll be all right. What we're going to do is move over to the next hill, which is just down through here. I have not been up there yet, with this hill over there and another hill over there. And that's getting closer to an old road that's on a map, an old Civil War era map. So I'm hoping there might be a home site over there, or maybe an old camp or something. Because we have found stuff in this general area before, at least I have. So we'll keep going. I think the camera will make it, because there's a piece of straw holding it open. It's a $1,000 camera too, it's crazy. Well, it's full of dirt is what happened, because I'm a moron. I get dirt everywhere. All right, I'm gonna bag her up and we'll get back to it. I can put my lens cap back on. Just leave that piece of straw in there. All right. So I had to take a break for a minute and change my batteries because we're down to 1 bar. And that's probably not quite enough juice for me. Although it'll keep working until it quits working. So at least that's what they tell me. I usually change it though when it goes from, if I turn it on and it's 2 bars, I'll change it. If it goes down to 2, I'll definitely change it when it hits 1. So we've got a brand new set of batteries, positive. The little one always goes to the right. Took me forever to figure that one out. And I'll tell you what, I'm not doing real great yet. Still finding a lot of junk. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to leave everything on a rock right here. I'm going to leave my backpack here, and we're going to go we're just going to go scouting as fast as we can across this field, because I haven't even felt like turning the camera on yet for any signal. It's pretty sad. Anyway, let's take a look and I'll show you where we're going to be headed. We're going to be stripped down bare, the bare essentials of tools, and I think we'll have better luck that way. Check out the rock. All I'm going to carry with me is the digging bag and my shovel and the metal detector, and I guess I'll bring the camera too, but you've seen most everything here. This is a new find since the last time I showed you my stuff. This is a key that goes on a wagon. 99% sure it slides down in there and holds something together. Got a few more pieces of junk right there. Nothing really great. I mean, the field looks wonderful. We're getting close to an old road over here, so I'm hoping that there might be a home site, or at least maybe a little camp or something, because not far from here I have found Civil War stuff along this old road. So we're going to work our way over to this hillside and search this little woods and maybe out through the field. And I'm hoping we'll have just a little bit more luck than we've had so far, because I have found nothing non-iron that I want to keep. Now, there's a few iron things that we're definitely going to keep, but no bullets, buttons, coins, gold necklaces, no nada. So I'm going to go ahead and pile everything up right here. Hopefully the cows won't get it. And I'll get back at her. What do you say? Now, I did want to remind you that I normally wear headphones, but since I want you guys to be able to hear what I'm hearing, I'm going to leave them there on the rock. And also, about 2 hours ago when I said that I'm going to put the lens cap on, what I meant to say is I'm going to put the lens filter on. That's what it's on right now. So I don't know why I just thought of that. So this is actually kind of cool. I just started again from putting my gear down. I think this is the pulley system, or part of the pulleys that you would find in a barn, like in the hay mow. I'm not positive on that, but I seem to remember seeing these in my ute in our barn. Not positive on that though, but it's a possibility. We'll throw it in the bag and we'll check it out a little bit later. We'll clean it up a little, and I'm not so sure now. I don't know what this is, but we're going to find out. You probably already know, half of you guys. These the old remains of a deer right here. You can see a bunch of bones and a skull. Look at that. We know that's not human because it has horns. Or more appropriately, antlers. Deer have antlers. Cows have horns, and the difference is horns on a cow are made out of hair. I have to share this with you. I got a ringer. Been digging a lot of big iron. I'm going a little bit nuts, but check this out. A nice big iron signal here, so I went ahead and dug it, and looky, I got a ringer. It's a horseshoe. My shovel went right through the center of it. Isn't that weird? Jeez. The simple things are starting to amuse me, so oh well. We've got a lot more farm to cover. We're going to finish up this field real quick, and then we're going to go over to the next field. I'm not having high hopes, but there are a couple little knolls out here in the center that I want to check out, so let's go do that. I had to get the camera out for this signal because it just sounds so good. It reads real high on the meter. And it doesn't sound really broken up like a can, or quite as big as a can, but it could be a round piece of aluminum, I suppose. But man, it sounds good. I thought we'd dig this one together just in case it's a big old silver coin. Do you see it? What is it? I think I see it right there. Is that it? Is that brass? Oh, cool. You know what that is? Do ya? That is part of a stirrup. A brass stirrup. That's the bottom part that the boot would sit on. And it's probably military, because you don't see too many of them like that are made out of brass. But that is, that's what that is. Look, you can see what's broken off right here. These are the two little nubbins. And it would have come up like this. And the boot would have gone in here, and the strap would have been right here. So chances are, and like I said, I found some Civil War stuff in this area. Chances are, the rest of this is going to be out here. Pretty close to where I found this. And since I suspect this is military, there could be some nice bullets and maybe a belt buckle or two in this area too. So we might be on the spot. I'm actually right back to that big pile of rocks where I left all the iron. I've been all around this big field twice, pretty much, and I was getting ready to leave. You never know, do you? So I'm gonna go ahead and dump my bag out again up there where the rest of the stuff is. And we're gonna look at this little flat area right through here. And I'm hoping we're gonna find some more stuff. I have a good feeling because there's no way, I mean, there's no way that thing, that piece is here by itself. The rest of it's gonna be here. Well, I'm hoping at least. I'll wander up here and see if we can find, there he is. This is my pack. I'm glad the cows didn't get to it yet. Show you some more stuff that I found. Mostly just junk, but, well, really all junk. That's the horseshoe that I got a ringer on. Some more cans, that's that stirrup we'll put right there. And, you know what, this piece of can, you know what that is? That's part of a sickle bar mower. In fact, this is the piece that goes in here. Remember I showed this to you earlier? It slides right up in these grooves. You can see these grooves right here. Goes up in those grooves and it goes shh, 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 back and forth like that. And there might be 30 of these in a line on a tractor. All right, good enough. Let's get back. Dig in right down in that bottom right there. So right here is where I found that stirrup. So I thought we'd just go ahead and look at this together. Discrimination's on 10. You can still hear that fence a little bit. I'd never closed up my battery compartment completely. So let's do that so we're fully prepared. All right, you ready? Here we go. I'm going to just kind of make circles around my shovel, round and around, and get bigger and bigger as we go. We're only going to dig big iron and anything that sounds like it's not a big piece of iron here, and non-ferrous, meaning like if it's not iron. So little iron we're probably going to just leave for now because it's mostly usually nails and stuff. All right, this is a very modern piece of farm equipment, and I can tell that because it's painted red. It's a great big nut off of a, well, nut and part of a bolt, probably off of a tractor. It's snapped though. So it's a good sized piece of iron. The reason I'm looking for iron, of course, is because you can find gun tools, bayonets, pistols, cannonballs, cannonball fragments, that kind of stuff too. And I don't want to pass any of that up. Gonna mush it back down good. There we go. All right. Guess I'll have to work this way so you can see me. I'll have to watch the camera. And then we'll move back toward the camera in a minute. I'm hearing a lot of signals. Yeah, that's another kind of irony signal. It's a little bit higher than normal iron though, so I'll go ahead and dig it. It's not as good as a bullet or anything though. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that got it. The ground is very moist. That's deep. Actually sounds a lot better now. It's quite deep though. There we go. Now hopefully that got it. Okay. No, not yet. I actually have my pin pointer, so we'll go ahead and use the pin pointer just in case it's on the side of the hole. Slightly to the side toward me, just a little bit. I should have gotten it. Yep, there we go. All right, it's in this clump right here. Not that. Not very big either. Piece of can. Copenhagen. looked almost like a grooved axe, but it's not. Stone axe. Alright, I'm gonna have to turn the camera off, I guess. I'll get you if there's a good signal. So I've been searching around for about 20 minutes and haven't found anything old. You know, just searching around where I found that piece of the stirrup. But down there where my shovel is and my metal detector, I have another really nice signal. Sounds a lot like that piece of that brass stirrup I just found. So I thought I'd grab the camera and bring you guys down there for a look-see with me, if you don't mind. I've not been finding hardly anything. I found one shotgun shell, which I have not found many of those. Well, actually, that was the first one I found today. So somewhere right about in there, probably about where my shovel is a really good signal. I want you guys to dig it with me. I don't think it's a can. Yeah, there we are, right there. Pretty nice solid 82. It's got that high whispery squeak. Squeaker for sure. Here we go. You know what, I should bring you over a little closer. What do you say? Yep, it's out of the hole. It's in that clump right there. So why don't you come on over and we'll get a close-up on this action. Somewhere in here, so I'm just gonna break it apart with my hands. No reason to get a pinpoint out. There it is, see it? Right there, it's a piece of green metal and it looks exactly the same color as that stirrup. So I suspect it's another piece of that. See right there? Not positive, but I suspect it's what it is. Probably the rest of it, or at least another piece of it. Ah, sure enough, look. This is actually the top part. Now go get the other piece. I left it up on the rock, and we're still missing two pieces. So just hold on a second. Let me get that other piece real quick. So what we have here is the very top of the stirrup, and this is the very bottom of the stirrup that I found earlier. So it would look kind of like this. So there's two pieces missing, this side and the other side. And that could be more than two pieces, but I suspect it's out here too. So we're gonna have to keep looking. And if you look at where it's broken right here, those are very old breaks. It's not like a tractor broke it 20 years ago. That was probably done back during the Civil War. That's probably why it's out here. That would have been 155 to 160 years ago. Pretty cool, huh? That's how it would look so far. The strap would have gone here. That would have gone up to the saddle to hold it on so you put your foot in there. All right, let's keep looking. So that's where I found that top piece of that stirrup. And way over here is where I found the bottom piece of the stirrup. So that could have been dragged that far by a plow over the last 150 years. That's a good ways, and especially since this is the field runs this way, most of the plowing would have been going back and forth like that. In fact, you can kind of see it right here where these trees are. You notice how it's much higher where the trees are, and it drops down sharply. That's because when they plowed, they always plowed this direction. And it's, you know, the dirt would just keep being pulled out into the field. It's a pretty wide spread, so I suspect that may have actually been kind of discarded in pieces when it was originally broken, you know, 150 years ago or more. So right here is where I found the top piece of that stirrup. And then I got another nice little squeaker over there about where the camera is. But I didn't show it to you because it was in the underneath the cow pie. And I thought that it might have been the cow patty that I was hearing. But it's a little piece of wire, brass wire. But I have another really good signal right in this area. That's probably more of this same type of signal. So I thought we'd dig that together, if we can find it again. It's right up in here somewhere. That's where I found that last piece. Yeah, right there. All right. Let me grab the camera and bring you over. There you go. A little bit closer now. Let's listen one more time. Yeah, right in here. About the same reading, a little bit lower than the last one, so I suspect it's another piece of it though. It's probably just a smaller piece. You see it yet? I think that's a root, isn't it? There we go. All right. I don't see anything yet, do you? Actually not reading near as high as it was before. Let's see what it is. Not there. All right. Not terribly small, so we shouldn't be have too much trouble getting it. It's in here. And then roots. That's not a good sign usually. Alright, so we dropped it. That means it's right in here. There it is. You see it? Yeah, I'll grab the camera and bring you down. Right here. It's another piece of that stirrup. I'll flip her over. Yeah, that's what it is. So that's one of the sides, or at least part of one of the sides. So we'll keep looking and hopefully find the rest of it, so we can put it all back together, at least in our imagination. All right, so I'm going to head out of this part of the field. I'm going to show you everything I found in this one field. That's a pasture field where, you know, cows are at. Then we're going to go ahead and start moving up that direction. I'm missing a couple pieces of that stirrup, but we got most of it. This is how it would have gone together. Again, this is the top, and the strap would have gone through there to go up to the saddle. This is one of the side pieces, and this is the bottom. You see it's been bashed here real bad, and it's obviously been broken on purpose because it's in so many pieces. So for some reason they really smashed the heck out of it. Didn't find this other side, but it's probably still out there. Although, I mean, it is possible another digger could have found it 30, 40 years ago. I just don't know. So we have a lot of stuff, mostly iron. One good item, the stirrup, if I said spur again, which I think I probably did. Sorry about that. Well, let's go ahead and move up to another part of the field. If we start finding stuff, we'll start filming it. If not, we'll see you on the next one. Sorry about this sad little hunt, but it was fun. I almost forgot I have a second reserve finds bag, and there's some things in that I forgot to show you. It was mostly just a bunch of cans and stuff, and of course you saw these things. But I remember what this thing is now. This is actually, this would run on a rail in a barn. I'm like 99% sure. And it'd go back and forth on these rails. There have been two of them. In the middle would have been a giant hay hook. Now don't quote me on that, but I seem to remember that from my childhood. Could be right.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where